I think Crazy told y'all the deal. I did drop a text. Oh yeah, I even got back in here, didn't I? Right, let me just measure up the damn
Proof that this guy literally has the devil in it.
because
So I
I've
do need
got
to
to
point out
set
it is
this
kind of
up so
ironic
that
that X got exposed for threatening to sodomize somebody with a pitchfork by the publication Pitchfork. But anyway, following this instance of domestic violence between X and Geneva becomes more frequent. In July 2016, apparently they moved to Orlando together, where Geneva claimed that X threatened to kill her on a daily basis. And X would continue to abuse her on a day-to-day basis in a variety of different ways, including breaking plastic coat hangers off her legs, something which he even used to brag about on Twitter back in 2014.
How do we
a week
even...
and a half after moving to
I don't know how we're
Orlando,
changing the orientation on this thing.
show, listening to music. A song is playing by X and another male artist, and Geneva was singing along, knowing all of the lyrics that X was spitting, and then humming along to the lyrics that the other guy was spitting. Now, apparently after this, X gave her an excruciating silent treatment for the rest of the ride home. And when they finally arrived at the show, X immediately took her into a bathroom and confronted her as to why she was singing along to this other guy's part of the song. And then going further with the possessiveness, grilling her on whether or not she liked this guy. But from there, X continued to escalate things. It's the dark side indeed of punching her and stomping her on the ground, even going so far to drag her and put her into a bathtub where he continued hitting her. And apparently he even threatened to cut out her tongue just for humming along to another man's lyrics.
Bro did say as well in life that he'd seen someone's tongue get cut out, ripped out.
To the ground and hitting her head on the concrete. So bear in mind, this beating was so severe that Geneva suffered serious visible injuries from this incident, including bruises, scratches, black eyes, and a lump on her head. Now, for a brief period after XXXTentacion was arrested in July, Geneva managed to get away from him for a little while, calling her mother to come and collect her and taking her to stay with a friend.
What was it we was on about? We was talking on X, wasn't it? On X having
she found herself back living in the house with X's friends while X was in jail. And well, you can imagine this is a real recipe for disaster.
Bro,
during this time, she apparently ended up sleeping.
Right, everyone's thoughts on XXXTentacion now? Yeah, they might change, people. They may just, you know, switch up a bit. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, listening to his music, I mean, yeah, try not to look at that differently, because at the end of the day, well, it's music, innit? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, the guy did some savage stuff, but, doesn't necessarily mean that y'all shouldn't listen to it, but...
another man. Then in September 2016, X gets back out of jail and is placed on house arrest. And so they once again moved in together in North Miami. And I'm sure you can imagine where this went, because as soon as they moved in together, X confronted Geneva about the cheating, apparently putting a knife to her neck, strangling her, and calling her a hoe. That night when she went to sleep, he woke her up and threatened to fuck her up with a bottle if she didn't tell him the truth. She reiterated
like, there's so many rappers on domestic abuse
and that was the end of
charges
well, apparently he responded initially with violence, slapping her. Eventually, he calmed down and they went back to bed.
It's rather annoying they were rolling on like horizontal screen. We might have to sort that, but then we're gonna have to come back with another stream. You can't change the damn orientation of the screen whilst on, which is very annoying.
Strangling her only to be stopped by one of their housemates, who said at this point they were completely convinced that X was going to take Geneva's life.
Yeah, the battery is an issue and all on the thing that we're going from.
Whilst he was in jail, demanding to know everything about the situation.
Because he has to be plugged in.
Specifics about what went down.
My poor arm
at this point,
is having to hold this thing.
Psychopathic transfixion on his girlfriend's infidelity, even after all the cards were laid out on the table. And sadly, in October, that obsession would reach boiling point. According to the arrest report, at around 11:30 p.m.
If you look at how bro even entered the relationship, though, seriously, like moving a girl in so quickly, like even Juice WRLD with his girl, that happened there. I don't know what, like, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a lot of dodgy shit. I know Ali Lottie said she felt kidnapped, but it tends to be a sign of domestic violence that it will occur when someone wants to be around you 24/7. You know, that into your life so quickly. It's definitely not a good sign, is it? I mean, when you think of it, it's the opposite. Like, even if you read that, defendant was advised of charges and transported. Kicked the victim at approximately, was that 11:30? Until she couldn't see. Damn. Yeah, it's a little bit deep. And over cheating as well, like, really? I assume we're running properly here, guys. don't know if Crazy or if Moni could say. Yo, Moni, by suspended, like, what's I gonna say? Do you mean like they, what the fuck am I even thinking? That they're, like, suspended, what, from, like, YouTube or some ish? Or, like suspended sentences for prison? This is gonna be techie, though, guys, honestly, to actually... Because the orientation that we're going at, right? Fucking hell, it requires me to basically... big up for the love, the likes. Yeah, it requires me to be aiming this fucking thing, holding it at the damn screen, which is naturally a little bit peak. So, sorry for the visuals being down for a quick sec. Really, we should be rolling on, like... What's this? YouTube type thing, and also destroy lonely. Yeah, man, on the what, they're banned up on YouTube because of domestic violence. Seriously? I didn't know that that would happen like that. There's a video of him where he abuses girl. Okay, so like it's shown up on YouTube kind of thing. It's surprising with XXXTentacion thing, like how many people, you know,
X committed one of the most violent
basically
and
defended him and said that the girl was lying.
At some point, X
without
found out that
knowing.
Geneva was carrying his child. Apparently, they planned this, and he was aware of this on an ongoing basis before this incident took place. But even with this in mind, X was still
I will be gutted if we get like hella viewers up in here, because
X confronts Geneva, telling her
this is only going to be a short one because of
about the cheating,
I want to put this back up on
and once again he started elbowing
the like a straight screen, and I have to cut it off to do that. So talk about him not actually showing that he beat his girl. Yo, we're gonna show you guys some
apparently Geneva said in her deposition that she caught a glimpse of herself
less heard conversations, XXXTentacion conversation, XXX.
With one eye swollen shut, she couldn't even see properly, and she began to vomit. Now, seriously, she was beaten up so badly that she even started a GoFundMe to try and raise money.
I mean, we covered this bit in the last video, right?
Damage from this incident. Oh, and this was a GoFundMe.
The eye injury and
because X's fans began
yeah,
to
the fans
her and
being
GoFundMe, saying she'd
out
misrepresented the cause of her
really.
injuries, causing the company to force Geneva to provide evidence in order to access the funds.
X was manipulative, and he was like a smooth talker.
And stopped X from beating Geneva, pointing out that she was so badly injured that somebody needed to take her to hospital. And at this point, apparently X even refused to take her to the hospital, saying that she cannot go and get treatment until her face heals, otherwise the cops will come. And so at this point, they put sunglasses and a hoodie on Geneva and put her into a car, most likely under the guise that they were taking her to a hospital. However, eventually, they arrived to a property in North Miami where she had never been before. At this point, they locked her up in this property and took away her phone. This property had bars on the doors and windows, and apparently X told her that if she tried to leave, she would end up homeless. And so, after being held captive at this property for 2 days with no medical treatment, Geneva fortunately found an opportunity to flee. On October the 8th, when X was in the house, apparently playing video games without care in the world, Geneva told X that she was going to the kitchen to make him some food. Slipping out of the room, pulling open a refrigerator door, tucking herself behind it.
We're going to read this a quick second. So, around 2 a.m. on October the 8th, X was in the living room of the apartment playing Minecraft and using Skype. Fair enough, man. I mean, he liked Fortnite, Minecraft, all of that, right? He was a little bit older for those games, but still. Yo, shout out, big up yourself, Intuitive Haze. I had to screenshot that so I can actually follow you back, bro. And the screen visuals will be on in a second. But anyway, she let him know she was going into the kitchen to make him some food. She opened the refrigerator door wide enough so that he wouldn't be able to see her if she crouched down. Then she opened the side door and ran to the nearest main street that she knew. She didn't have any money. She asked someone if she could use their phone and called the only number that she knew by heart. It was a number for the ex-boyfriend she had been living with the night she agreed to move in with X. That ex-boyfriend's mom drove her to the Miami Beach Police Department. Okay, so I even think it's a little bit sketchy. Ali, Lottie, and Juice WRLD like moved in together after a few days too. But am I the only one who's noticed? Rest in peace, Juice. Rest in peace, X. But like, these things need to be pointed out. Like, a lot of things Juice WRLD did copy from XXXTentacion, if we're honest. I don't know how many people like the realness, the rawness that much, but yeah, that is the deal. Like it's a real channel, you know. 1 sec. So, but yeah, there was like even the hairstyle. Like, we're gonna go by the hairstyle. Switch this up 1 second.
Without him noticing. Geneva ran into the street, frantically asking strangers if she could borrow their phone to make a phone call. Eventually being able to get onto the phone of the only person whose number she knew off by heart, the ex-boyfriend whose house she'd left to move in with X. His mother came to the scene, drove her to the police station, and she was finally able to get the medical treatment that she needed, as well as giving a comprehensive statement, which was apparently backed up by that same ex who corroborated just how
basically he kidnapped her, for them who don't know.
His mother who had picked her up and corroborated just how bad her facial injuries had been.
So she's being kidnapped. She's had her face belted in. Juice had a song called Lottie Lottie. It's kind of like he's threatening. For real. I mean, the girl said she was kidnapped, you know? And, like, it's so sketchy. After a few days, how many of you, like, have ever felt... Like, why would you be so possessive in love and controlling? You want to own a girl? You've only known a few days? Like, seriously? Most people, they do not want to do that. They don't even want to... You know, you get people who get obsessed, but obsession and lust, that ain't really love, is it? That ain't really when you want to commit to someone. Like, you look at married couples, they don't even want to be, even to make relationships work, you don't want to see each other too much. But I guess it's different for, like, the guys or girls or whatever who want to, like, own, control, dictate the lives, or they get proper insecure and paranoid. They want to be 24/7 around them. Money put in the comments, it's unreleased, but you can check. Yo, there's another song. There was a song of his, and again, it sounded like what you said, that he was, you know, what's the lyric in it? If she leaves, he'll kill her, or if, something like that. There's something like that, yeah, that implies she'll be finished if she tries to leave. And like she says in the No Jumper interview that, you know, she felt kidnapped and that she couldn't even take her clothes with her. This is Ali Lottie, by the way. Like, she couldn't take... And then... Oh, shit. If I could pull up my own TikTok. There's a piece where she's saying that Jared didn't even give a fuck what his fans thought. You think it's the same song, Moni? Yeah, it could easily be. Alright, so in this situation, X has basically kidnapped his girl. I think he kept her there for like a week or something. And then she's escaped whilst he's playing PlayStation or whatever. Okay.
And thankfully, after getting away with all of that horrible behaviour, X was arrested. Upon his arrest in October, X was charged with false imprisonment, witness tampering, aggravated battery of a pregnant victim, and domestic battery by strangulation. Count 1 was aggravated battery of a pregnant victim for hitting...
At least when we're reading out, my arm can have a break. Right, because it's on the charge thing, that's why it can't be on the thing back there, which it will be soon. Jose D. Onfray, on or about October the 6th, 2016, in the county and state aforesaid, did unlawfully and feloniously commit an aggravated battery upon Geneva Leah, by actually and intentionally touching or striking said person against her will, naturally, by hitting and or headbutting and or slapping Geneva. While said person was pregnant and the defendant knew or should have known that she was pregnant, in violation of section 784.045 yada yada, Florida statutory law. Yeah, okay. Like, what do you lot think about, you know, the sale of soul? Like, some people, they be going on, oh, you can't sell your soul. Or was it a lot of people say, because God owns it, or because, I don't know, ish like that. Some people don't really get the whole concept. Selling your soul is like selling yourself, you know? You're giving up almost rights over yourself. Say you went to a business and they're like, or a huge record company, they're going to give you a shitload of money, but you got to sort of agree to be potentially humiliated, or for all your business on display, or to be controlled. Your hair. I mean, they put dudes in makeup, right? Like Eminem, he wore a lot of makeup at times. I mean, dude dressed up as a woman in music videos, then insulted people who did that in the lyrics. That was a bit backwards. I like him. I've seen him. I saluted him. Man saluted me. I had the whole of MTV EMA Awards stand up for the guy, which was basically the reason why the salute. And I got a real good pic. A man just, looking my way, like, and also it was easier to get his attention because of, like, seats not being filled around me. Then I had people from MTV coming up to me, yada, yada, yada. I think I told the story before anyway. But, yeah. So, back to XXXTentacion and the crimes he committed.
Headbutting and or slapping Geneva, who was pregnant, with the suggestion that X knew that she was pregnant when he committed the assault.
So she was pregnant
was
when he
domestic
did
battery
this.
by strangulation, described as knowingly or intentionally against the will of another, impeding the breathing or circulation of blood or oxygen by applying pressure to the throat.
I thought he had her underwater in a bath.
Described as without lawful authority to forcibly, by threat, confine, abduct, imprison, or restrain another person against their will. Essentially, for locking her up in an apartment for 2 whole days without her permission after a beating so bad that he refused to take her to the hospital. And then there's count 4, witness tampering. Now, this witness tampering is described as having happened between October the 12th and December the 1st, 2006. And this is the unlawful to unlawfully or knowingly offer pecuniary benefit or gain to a victim with the intent to cause them to withhold testimony.
If everyone subs up, because if there's tech issue
of a second-degree felony, and this
or anything like that, we will jump online
to prevent Geneva from holding these charges against him, including getting his boys to offer her $3,000 not to testify, as well as having made numerous phone calls to her and others to directly try and coerce her into withdrawing her testimony. Some of these conversations even later leaked online after X's passing, and I've got to say, this
some of
ended up
them
being some
like
of the most
said
chilling
so.
stuff I've ever listened to.
Okay, we're gonna.
And if you don't do this the way I'm playing it, I'm gonna send them to your mom's house. We have your ex, that's already fucked up to give it to Will. That's what I'm saying. And Geneva needs to go delete every single tweet now. You don't have to delete the GoFundMe yet, though. She's gonna send a specific text message to Will to not incriminate myself. To make it, if you guys play with me, that you fucked yourself in the long run. I'm gonna ask Geneva, I need you to speak for yourself. Can you hear me, Geneva?
Yeah.
Alright.
This is savage.
I just don't stand for any of the shit that...
Man thinks he's in Star Wars, giving ultimatums like, man, this is something Anakin Skywalker say, are you with me or against me? What's that line he says to Obi-Wan when they're fighting that time? You're either with me or against me, or something.
I'll fucking drop the charges, but you already said that I might get in trouble and shit.
Oh, why do abusers always do that one? Like, you're gonna be in trouble if da-da-da-da. You're gonna be in trouble if, like young people who get graped, we have to say grape apparently. It'll be like, oh, you'll be embarrassed, you'll be shamed, you'll be in trouble if you say anything, da-da-da-da. So he's saying to her, are you with me or against me, ultimatum style. And then saying, what if she drops the charges, she'll be in trouble. In jail. That is a bit OTT, isn't it? So it's a bit bullshit as well, to be honest. She wouldn't have ended up in jail for dropping charges. Why'd she go to jail? Come on, why?
I have to find a way around it. I don't want you in jail, Geneva. I love you, my nigga.
It's gonna drop eventually if I do not show up to court. If I don't show up to court and I
can be
don't,
subpoenaed.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
I know.
what I'm gonna make you do. That's what I'm gonna make you do.
That's what
What
we
I
were
was
gonna do
gonna make
regardless.
you do?
You're inviting too much
Lordy.
attention. I know what you're gonna do. I know you don't want me to go to prison. I know you don't want me
Some
to.
reverse
I know
psychology.
you're fucking twisted.
Woo!
You're playing around with the law and you're playing around with jail, and I've done this multiple times so bad.
What?
You've never been to jail, and neither have you.
Motherfucker's literally saying I've beat her multiple times so bad. What's with this? Geneva's never been to jail, and neither of you to whoever's, the third one there. But I have, da-da-da-da. Alright, okay, that's well out of you, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's... Like, we're treating him as the person, not the artist here.
I've been to a couple of jails now, probably about 5 to 6.
Yeah, you felt it was hell, you hated it.
I think Geneva probably told you that I've never been convicted. And I won't be convicted.
Never been
By the way,
convicted.
I'm in a psych unit. Yeah, they had me in a psych unit. I didn't get to leave myself.
Do you know what that sounds like? It sounds like, yo, I'm psycho. I've been in the psych unit. Like, come on, man. And I've been segregation. Da-da-da-da. Okay, cool, whatever. And I won't be convicted, and you're either with me or against me. The language, bro, was heavily manipulative, man. It is quite sad that when, you know, that when guys or girls have that attitude. Alright, we might have to take, like, what should I say, like 2 minutes? We'll say if we're back on in 5 minutes, yeah? Hopefully everyone will be with us. If we take 5 minutes, that way we'll have a steady visual, you know? It won't be jumping all over the place like this, because it's not really ideal, is it? It's like a shaky view of visuals. Alright, everybody, much love. 5 minutes. And yeah, big up everyone who subbed up, everyone who hit up like, everyone who hit the love, whatever the deal. 5 minutes, people. And yeah, no worries, man. Big up yourself, Moni. You're a real one. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but you know, respect on that. 5 minutes, Real Eyes Bars. Anyone who ain't subbed up, it's literally spelled Real Eyes Bars. So on TikTok, there's a team account there. There's, I don't know, like Twitter/X. So yeah, 5 minutes, people. Much love. Real Eyes Bars, Team B, on behalf of. Salute. Respect. See y'all in 5.